Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to share with you how you can set up your course in IBES or specifically a Moodle script so that your students can self-enroll inside your subject or inside your course. So the first one, you have to go to your course. Okay, so this is the example of my course that already being assigned by the manager or administrator. Then you can proceed with this participant section over here. Just click on the participant. And then you have this opportunity to change the enrollment. If you can see here, the enrollment is only myself as a teacher. So now I'm a teacher and I want to control this course so that my students can self-enroll inside it. So how you want to do that? You go to this action menu and then proceed with the enrollment methods. Okay, after you proceed with the enrollment method, then you have the opportunity to change this self-enrollment by students so that you make them available first. To make available, just click this I button because in default it will be disabled and now it's enabled. So go to this gear button so that you can make some editing. So we can just specify here as self-registration. So after you insert the self-registration, then you can insert the enrollment key. So enrollment key usually being done to protect from the unnecessarily condition of the other students get into our course. Okay, and then we are going to set the default. Okay, and then we can also use as the use group enrollment key. So you can enable this one, which is I'm going to explain it later on. So we can just specify everything and then you can specify a condition over here. This is very important for those who are inactive for a period of 3 weeks. The students are going to be expelled out from our courses. Okay, that's all for this thing, and then you can further make submissions to the students after they are entering the course. For example, self course welcome message can be inserted. Welcome to the course. So this one will be emailed to the students directly after they inserted successfully to become one of the member inside the course, provided that they insert a correct enrollment key. So I'm going to rearrange this one. So the first one is manual enrollment, where I'm going to call upon all of them, or we can ask the student to self-enroll themselves. Okay. After doing that, I'm going to share with you another one, which is with regard to the participant also, where you can ask your students to go to their dedicated group. So to do that, just proceed with the similar button over here. We call it as the action menu, and then go to this group. Okay, inside the group, as I made a previous video about this group, we can delete this group first, and then we can manage the other groups as well. So let me just delete this one. If you find out that you want to learn about how to assign the students according to their groups, you can refer to my previous video that are already attached in the description below or in any link with regard to this menu. So now we are going to create the groups. Okay, you can just go over here, click the create group, and then you can assign this one as a group A, and then you can give certain ID 1, and then you can give the certain description, group A of my course. And then of course the students can also enroll using a specific key. So to make this one simplified, I'm just going to spell it out as group A. Alright, and then group messaging, I'm just going to ignore it and then click the save changes. So the group A, okay, I'm so sorry, if you can see here, there is some error because we need some sort of combinations of alphanumeric and so on. So let me just do like this, group A1. Okay, and then they need to have they need to have 8 characters. So let me just save it, whether it's being success or not, or it cannot be done like this. Alright, never mind, let me just change it into a much more complicated one. So this one is CATM2021 with the alias sign over there. So hopefully this one is work, and then you can go to the save changes. Alright, so the group A is actually being created, and therefore the students can enter this group A. But remember, you have to create another group, right, to make sure that the member also can go to another group. So you can go to another one, we call it as a create group. So this is the second group, which is I'm going to share with you how to do that. So this is a group B. So the group B, of course, need to have also their own number, right? So this one I'm going to use alias, but this one I put number 2 at the back over there. So save changes, and then it's finished. So now we are going to have a look what kind of students interaction with regard to this overview. Okay, just for the similarity conditions, I'm just going to make everything is in capital letter. So let me just log out and then log in as a student. So I can dummy 3 different kind of students so that you can have a look what kind of the idea that the students. So the student are going to observe this kind of interfaces where they can find out the courses, but of course they can't find it anywhere in here, right? So the first step, actually the student can navigate through this site home, and then followed by the searching mechanism over here. They can write the name of the course, and then they can see here, they can go to the course, and then they can go for the self registration, enroll me. So now these students, or what we call it as a dummy one, the first students, have the ability to join the class. However, they are also being instructed to join the group, right? So they navigate. So if you go here, and then assignment is being assigned, but this one require a submission in the group. You are not member of any group, you cannot create a submission. Please contact your teacher to be added in the group, not member of any group. So therefore it's become error, and the students now are not actually become a part of the members of any group. To mitigate this issue, basically the teacher need to adjust the enrollment key where the group is involved. Okay, so that's why I'm just sharing with you the ideas here, so that you can play around and have a look what kind of things happen when this thing is not being set up. Alright, so now the teacher already know that this students is already enrolled in the course. However, the students are not going to any groups. Therefore, the teacher can make adjustment of the enrollment method just now, and then they can just proceed with this one, and then proceed with the use group enrollment key as yes. So this is very crucial, because we want to make sure that the students also have their own initiative to search for their corresponding groups. Because to solve the issue with regard to the students unable to go to their group in a specific manner, basically this one need to be set at the beginning of the send enrollment system. Is actually are not valid, and therefore we need to do some sort of correction by doing like this. Okay, let me share with you how. So the first one, you have to log in as a teacher. Okay, you have to log in as a teacher. You have to remove your students first, but you need to set it up in the beginning of the section. Okay, you can just go to this participant, and then you can remove these students for a while, and then just make sure that you update your enrollment methods as one of it inside these gear functions. You have specified by this group enrollment key. So by using this enrollment key, actually students need to enter the enrollment key despite of the enrollment key to enter the course. With regard to the students can't see the idea of that, the first one, you have to go to the teacher's account, and then after you navigating your profile to the specific course that you teach, then you can go to participants, and then you need to remove these students, right? Because they are not being enrolled correctly. They should enroll in a group, not enroll only inside this course. So to do that, actually you can go to this action menu, and then go to the enrollment method and make some changes. So as mentioned to you before, so the changes must be on here. Allow a new enrollment to be yes, and also use a group enrollment key to be yes also. And perhaps we can have protections of this group by specifying following things. The first one, maximum enroll user, and then the second one is only cohort member. So this is the two mechanisms that you want to restrict whoever that should be going into your course. Or you can just simply put some numbers over here as your enrollment key, just to be protective, just to be more protective. However, you are not sharing the students with this number, because this number maybe perhaps being useful for the other students or the students that are willing to go but without a group assignment. So that is the purpose of this enrollment key. Instead, we are actually going to give the students the idea of their group or the idea of the enrollment using their group key. Okay, so example like this. So I got this group A, right? So this group A just now is already being specified using following enrollment key. So that's mean the students find the CATM subject and they need to insert this enrollment key, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 that we specified just now. So if they're doing so, then automatically they will be arranged in their own group. Okay, let me just go it again. Just go to the login, and then instead of 3, 4 as a default of your classroom, you are actually need to instruct your students to go for their grouping enrollment key. So grouping enrollment key will be CATM 2021 with the alias sign. So enroll me. So the students are able to be enrolled already inside the course, and after the students go to these participants, they are actually being dedicated into a specific group. And of course, they can't see other things. They can just see themselves. And then if they go to DCATM, they are actually automatically being organized in that particular group. So let me just proceed with another ideas. Okay, let's say I'm going to use the second students. Okay, the second students are dedicated to another enrollment key that being used, the enrollment key, so that they have the opportunity to be positioned in the another group. So just go over here and then type CATM as the example, and then they are not using the previous code, but they are using the different codes, right? CATM 2021 alias and number 2 at the back. And then after they click the enroll me, the student is actually being arranged to the group B. So to prove that, we can just log out into our setup and then just go into our teacher account, and then you can have a look that the subject is already included with these 2 participants with their corresponding group, you see. So this is how we want to do it. So to arrange this thing, actually it should be done in the beginning of your class. That's why if you are the teacher who are teaching multiple courses or multiple class but similar topics, perhaps you can manage this one in the earlier part. So you are segregating them with their specific enrollment key. If not, otherwise you can ask your students to do the self-enrollment again by doing so with their different codes of group, and therefore they will assign to their respective group. So until then, this is how we want to do the grouping mechanism using IBES and specifically for Moodle script. Until then, see you again next time. Thank you and bye-bye.